Yo guys, welcome back to the Uncle Sharma and Inter Worldwide channel. Today is a special collab episode. I've got my man here, Anthony from Inter Worldwide. What's up, Anthony?
Not much, bro. Looking forward to the collab and looking forward to a big fixture against Roma, man. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it's definitely a big game. It's going to be a good game. It's definitely going to be a lot harder than our last two matches against Torino and Spal. You know, we definitely played some of the worst teams in the Serie A in the last couple of matches, but this is not going to be the same. Roma find themselves in fifth position. It's been an up and down season for them. They're a very inconsistent team. Lost 10 matches this season, conceded a lot of goals, but they're always dangerous on the attack. And we know that we have to win this match to keep that pressure up on Juventus and Atalanta. Atalanta on 70 points. Ourselves, we're on 71. Juve on 77. Juve playing on Monday, so they have that extra day's rest. So if we win, we can put that pressure on them, go 3 points behind Juve. What's your thoughts on all that, Anthony?
It's been very topsy-turvy, and as much as a week and a half ago, some people were saying that Antonio Conte was losing his grip, and here we sit only 6 points behind Juventus, and it just goes to show just not only how tough the Serie A is, but you condense these tough games into such a short span of time, and they drop points like flies, and Juventus don't look that crush hot. The Scudetto talk for me is still just paper fantasy. I'm still over the moon with the 3 points with Torino, because being able to go into this fixture with minimal anxiety about qualifying for the Champions League. I mean, no Keita Balde pulling the shirt of the goalkeeper and then running back up. I can't even talk about it properly. It gives me
I still have PTSD from the Empoli match.
Yeah. But so I'm actually really looking forward to this match. And, if we walk away with a point, I won't know whether to feel too happy or too upset. But, as long as we don't lose this game, which I don't think we will, I think Conte will have the troops fired up. I expect to see Lukaku or Barella possibly return. That's pretty much it. In terms of Roma, as you said, their attacking threats is where they'll lie with Pellegrini, Mkhitaryan, and Edin Dzeko. He was someone that I wanted to sign, and I think you wanted to sign him as well at the start of the season. And it just goes to show that, age is age, but for some players, they've still got it for that couple of years extra. And he's just a lieutenant general up front for them, so he's going to be a threat no matter what. So we got to make sure that Edin Dzeko is being locked down. That's pretty much it. What are your thoughts about our lineup going in?
I think definitely Sanchez hopefully retains his place, and it seems like Conte wasn't too sure about breaking up that partnership between Lukaku and Lautaro at first, but now with the Lukaku's injury, it's kind of been forced upon him. And I've been saying in a lot of my videos, I really like the Lautaro-Sanchez partnership. Is like this midget false nine type of partnership with they're not out and out strikers. They move around a lot. And with Lukaku, not just criticize him, but a lot of the times he plays a very predictable game under Conte. He seems to be just happy playing back to goal and laying off other people. He rarely tries to turn when he's got the back to the defender, when he's such a powerful beast of a player, and he should be trying it a little bit more. He seems to be happy, just being almost like a wall for Inter players, just like push it up to Lukaku and he'll just give it back to you. But I think, this extra competition from Sanchez is really good to see. Finally, we get to see the real Alexis. We've been waiting. The injury, was not good for him. Just as he was getting fired up, that injury put him out for like 3 months. And a lot of people forget about that, it wasn't Conte putting him out of the team. It was the injury, and it took him a long time to come back to full fitness. I don't know if Lukaku's going to make it. He's a doubt for the match. He's had that back injury. So it'll be interesting to see. What do you think? Would you start Lukaku ahead of Lautaro?
I'm not too sure. I guess whoever you don't start is going to be upset. You're going to have one upset player. So I don't know if Lukaku's fit or not. Maybe it's better to just keep him on the bench and just Conte to say, look, Romelu, you're going to get minutes in this game no matter what. But, we will start you on the bench, because I think you bring on a Lukaku with about 30 minutes to go against Roma, and my God, they're going to really struggle to deal with him then, big time. So maybe it is in our best interest to keep playing the form players and try and fatigue Roma as much as possible. They're a team that will get tired, very, very tired in the back end of this game. So I'd like to see us try and go that 90 minutes against a quality opposition the same way we did against Spal and the same way we did against Brescia. If we can do that and put in a performance, like obviously Roma is a different caliber team, a different quality, but it doesn't mean we can't look like a side who's willing to fight tooth and nail up until the 90 minutes plus stoppage time. Other than that, so I guess I didn't even answer your question. I'd probably keep it. I'd probably keep it Loti and Sanchez and do what I said. Yeah, start Lukaku on the bench. In the midfield, if Barella's fit, bring him back on, because that's the one little upgrade that we are really missing, is that intensity in midfield and the ability to split the lines between runners, because Barella can do all that. He's just a tenacious box. He's an all-rounder, and I love him so much. I'm wearing his kit right now, 23. And so if he's not 100% fit though, I would say don't start him, because we have been burnt already this season with bringing players back at 60%, 70% fitness. And then they gas out again, and oh, look, it's another 2 weeks, 3 weeks that they're off. And in this situation now, 2 weeks is the rest of the season. So we've got to be really careful with the way we treat these players. 2 weeks off could mean 5 competitive fixtures, 4 competitive fixtures. And, at the end of the day, I want Barella fit for Getafe. We've qualified for the Champions League now. So if he was to come on again off the bench, it would be fantastic. What about you, man, in terms of lineup? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I'd rather not risk Barella if he's not 100% fit or 90%. I don't want him to be playing at 70, 80 and, risks aggravating the injury. Even with Sensi in the next few weeks, I'd rather see him getting like 5 or 10 minutes if that's all he can do, because I think the Europa League is where we should pin all of our hopes now for the rest of the season. I think that's our best chance of a trophy. And, I think, if we can get the whole squad fit by then, I think that'll be the most important thing for me. So I'd rather, if it has to be, Valero playing in there with the Brozovic and Gagliardini, I'd rather do that rather than risk Barella. Because I think, as we've seen, or if it's Eriksen, we've seen that Valero's been doing a good job. As long as Conte substitutes him after like the 60th minute, doesn't keep him on till the 80th minute, and then we've seen how his physicality drops. But I think Eriksen should deserve the start now, because I think he's starting to understand how much hard he has to work in this team. It's not he's not going to walk into this team because of his name, as Conte said. And we saw against the Spal, he had the highest kilometers covered in terms of running. So I think he's starting to understand, and I'm seeing, there's no way that a guy like Eriksen shouldn't be in the team, on paper. So I want to see Eriksen start. I want to see Brozovic start. If Barella doesn't start, I'm happy with Gagliardini, with how he's playing at the moment. He's not making too many mistakes. And on the wings, Moses should be back. I'm not sure if he's ready to start, but Ashley Young will definitely start over Biraghi. And at the back, Bastoni, De Vrij with the rest. And I'm not sure who would start between Godin and Skriniar. Godin is coming off a few good matches. So I think I might even, put Godin ahead of Skriniar. What do you think?
It's a tough one, and I really like how you went through the list of some of our players, because come next season, we're going to be looking at our bench and going, for the first time in a while, we've got some depth. We've got some players that we can look to, because at the end of the day, I like seeing players like Biraghi and Gagliardini perform well, but they only ever perform against bottom feeder opposition, man. As soon as they come up against quality, they are really, really struggling. So I don't mind if these players are on the bench, but I don't want to see them starting for games against Roma or anything like that. Gagliardini, if he does start, it will only be because we need some physicality, and Barella's not available and Vecino's not available, which, as I mentioned in my last podcast with Christian Rivas, which just went up this morning, we don't know what's going on with Vecino. Do you have any idea? Because is he still injured? Because, as we said, he'd walk onto our bench at the moment. We're really clutching at straws with some of the players on our bench.
Yeah, I think from what I read, he has this. He has had it all season. It's like this inflammation in his knee. So as soon as he seems to play or do something intense, it seems to re-aggravate that inflammation. So it seems like it's a long-term issue, which is worrying, because it could affect his market value if it's something that he needs to get operated on.
It definitely will affect his market value then. In terms of the defense, look, I would still probably put my faith in Skriniar. I think that
I don't know. It's a tough one, man. It's just so hard to believe because he was probably the best centre back in the league for 2 straight seasons under Spalletti. I would be really, really sad to see him go, even for the rumoured prices of 50, 60 million. So in this game, I probably would still start him, but I'm glad that we have the luxury of having someone like Diego Godin, who is somebody else that I don't feel has had a bad season. I feel like a lot of our players have been strongly criticised this season just for putting one toe out of line. Sorry?
Too much criticism, I think, overly criticized, especially like Godin. Like, tell me like a match or like a point where like he made a mistake that led straight to a goal. Like even with Skriniar, yes, okay, he got beat for that Verona goal so easily, but it's like, then De Vrij wasn't quick enough to cover, and Handanovic letting that go at the near post. It's at the end of the day, now we've got the best defense in the league. So if we were so bad, how has that happened?
That's it, man. So I think like Inter fans are the type of fans where like, they just, you give us an inch and we try to take a kilometer from you. So at the end of the day, I'll be happy with whatever team that we field. We've got quality there, and with the players that he has at his disposal, Conte will field the best possible 11 for us to go out against Roma. I'm really confident of that.
Yeah. In terms of the Roma team, I saw they usually play 4-2-3-1, and then they changed the formation to a 3-4-3 last match, which, usually we struggle against teams that match up against us because it means like it's a 1v1 in the whole pitch. So it makes things a bit trickier. But, man by man, we're superior, especially at the back, as you were saying. If Lukaku starts, he likes to drift out onto the right, and I've seen that Kolarov plays left centre back for them. And, he's very suspect at defending at the best of times. So, that could be a very interesting matchup if Lukaku plays and Kolarov plays there. And elsewhere, like they've got that Ibanez guy who's recently come into the team. Haven't really seen much of him, but, Gianluca Mancini next to him, he's another interesting player. But again, defensively, I don't know how much I rate him. He's really, really good on the ball, and, he's very talented. But defenders these days, when it comes to actual defending, very suspect.
Yeah, Mancini, I just know I like him because he's a big Matrix Materazzi fan. I think he's got a big tattoo of Materazzi on his body. He's a big Interista, so like if he does have a really, really big spike in form and he becomes someone who would be a fantastic centre back, because he's a good centre back, but maybe he's just got to show a little bit more quality, and I'd be happy to have him at Inter one day.
Yeah, what are you saying for score prediction? I'm going for a 2-1 victory for Inter.
Look, I honestly see it as that kind of match that could end 0-0, nil-all, like the first game did, or it could be a 1-0 as well. Both teams like a little bit hesitant because, Inter's got that chance to put the pressure on Juventus, but do we want to expose ourselves enough to walk away from here with nothing and still have Champions League to fight for? Even the Antonio Contes of the touchline have these questions run through their heads, man. Same with Roma. They've done very well to get themselves in outright fifth. Every point counts from here. They'll want to come fifth to get whoever out of Milan, Napoli, and Roma gets Europa League is cheering. They should be really happy, because I know some teams have scrutinized the tournament in the past, but in this climate, any sort of European exposure is really, really good exposure, in my opinion. So Roma would be wise to go for the 3 points, in my opinion. I think it could go end to end in the second half. Really conservative first half. Really conservative, like a pain in the ass. Like, oh man, why did I wake up for the first half? Sort of shit. So I'm happy with 2-1 as well. I'll go 2-1.
Okay, yeah. Well, I had a few messages from our Milanisti friends. I think you know him, Richard Coleman, messaged me saying, please beat Roma. So hopefully we'll do a job for Richard and the Milanisti, because they seem like they need all the help they can get.
Big time.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty happy with how this collab has gone. I think that was a pretty good match preview. Hope everyone's enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to both of our channels, Uncle Sharma over here, Inter Worldwide over there. They're good to do really good longer form content like podcasts and things, and obviously match reactions. And I pretty much stick to the match reactions and previews and stuff.
Good stuff, man. Thank you so much for collabing with me. I look forward to it. And man, if by the end of match day 33, we're completely, I think it's 33 or 34, but 33.
I think 34.
34, cool. If by the end of this match day we're booked into the Champions League, bro, I'll be really, really happy, man. Good times.
Yes, man. No more stress, and we can have a drink with our family for once.
That's it. All right, man. Ciao. Thank you very much.
Well,
Forza
thanks
Inter.
for everyone for watching. Bye.